Testing, testing. 8 minutes until game time.
Testing, testing. 8 minutes till first pitch. Testing.
Roughly 6 minutes until opening pitch here at Falcon Park. Ryan Story alongside Evan Carocchio on the call.
Yeah, it's a bit of rainy weather here tonight as the Devils will take on the Oilers. But, the sun is starting to come out a tad bit, still a bit windy, but we're going to expect a good game tonight despite the rain that came in earlier.
Yeah, the Auburn Doubledays versus the Olean Oilers coming up next. And we return here on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel.
Yeah, Testing, testing. Anthem about to be played. Testing, testing.
Welcome into Falcon Park for another production of Auburn Doubledays Baseball. Your Auburn Doubledays will be taking on the Olean Oilers in a league clash. There's Olean now a member of the PGCBL. And alongside me today, I'm Ryan Story, but alongside me today, we have Evan Carocchio also on the call. We're both able to talk at once. Hopefully, the mics are good. Comment in the comment section if there's anything with the audio you don't like. But Evan, we got some PGCBL action today.
Yeah, like we said, please let us know how we sound in the comment section, but we're excited to finally, if this is working correctly, have us both on the call tonight. This is going to be a good game between the Auburn Doubledays, who are hot right now, and then the Olean Oilers, who are struggling a tad bit and are looking for their first win. They're coming off of a 4-game losing streak, so they're looking for a win here tonight in a sunny game that was rainy. First pitch is just about to be thrown.
And leading off for the Olean Oilers is Thomas Bates, the second baseman. He's going against the very talented pitcher for the Auburn Doubledays, Joseph Williams, and it's an instant grounder to Williams, who tosses it over to first. And able to make the play is Justin Batts at first base. Your Auburn Doubledays record a quick first out on the opening pitch. That brings up Cooper Tarley, the left fielder. Tarley batting second in this Oilers lineup. Behind him is Denny Martin to round out the top three.
One pitch, one out. Couldn't ask for a better outcome there for Williams to lower his pitching count. Ball hit right back to him. Had to make the easy play to Batts for the first out of the game.
And there's strike one going against Tarley. Joseph Williams this season has been a very talented pitcher for this Doubleday squad. Sports a 5.4 ERA through 15 innings pitched. This is his fourth appearance for your Auburn Doubledays. Count goes to 1-1 with that breaking ball falling outside. You look at Williams' stats on the year, he's got a 2-1 record through those 3 starts. So he's been credited with either a win or a loss every time he's gone out there. The Doubledays have really relied on his pitching to dictate the outcome of the game, but he's a very consistent pitcher and forces a low batting average, only a 208 average against Williams.
1-2 count already as timeout has been called by the batter Tarley. Tarley steps into the box. He's got a 321 batting average. This is the 11th game that he's played in, 11th game that he started, and his 29th at bat on the season. He has 9 hits as well.
Williams on the 2-1. Tarley goes and misses to make it a 2-2 count. Yeah, Tarley this season certainly hasn't struggled at the plate. Actually, one of the better batters for Olean this campaign. But after him is Denny Martin, who leads the team in batting average. But Martin will have to face Williams with 2 outs on the board. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Williams flashing some of his stuff. An 87 mile per hour fastball.
Yeah, in back-to-back at-bats that pretty much Williams has done it himself. He has been sharp tonight so far for the Auburn Doubledays, and here he is facing off against Denny Martin, the 3rd batter in their lineup, looking for another easy out.
And this is a change for Williams. First face-off against 2 righties, now has the lefty challenger. And as I mentioned, Martin hasn't played a ton for Olean this season. He only has 10 total at-bats on the campaign, 4 games played, but a 400 batting average, slugging 600. Martin will be the first baseman for the Oilers today. The quick 2-0 count, but Martin takes a golf swing there to make it 2-1.
Kind of a gimme there for Williams. That one was definitely going to be a ball, but, I mean, you take whatever you can get here early on in the game to make it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Williams chasing there. Don't see that from him very often. Now with the 2-1, he chases an outside fastball, catches a piece of it, flies it out to the left field grandstands. Williams has worked his way back in the count to a 2-2.
And with 2 outs and 2 strikes here in the top of the first, we have the siren going off here at Falcon Park. And right away, the fans can feel the intensity as Williams looks to close the inning here.
Speaking of fans, we've got anti-violence here at Falcon Park tonight. All fans getting it for free, and the kids, 18 and under, getting free ice cream. Now the 2-2 swung on, missed. It's a drop third strike, but an easy toss from the catcher, Jonathan Briggs, over to the first baseman, bats for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Your Auburn Doubledays tied 0-0 with the Olean Oilers. And we're back here in the bottom of the first inning. Your Auburn Doubledays get their first swings of the day. Starting off for Doubledays will be Jaden Madrid, followed up by Flynn Shoop and Luke Wire.
Yeah, and what do we know about Brady Burdine out there on the mound? Well, we know that so far this season he has an ERA of 5.14, 2 wins, 1 losses. This is his 4th appearance and 4th game started on this season. Comes into this one with 14 innings pitched as well.
Yeah, Burdine out again and gets strike 1 against Jaden Madrid. Yeah, the righty pitcher standing 6'1", weighing 195. Just finished up his sophomore year. He's actually named a PSAC Scholar Athlete again. There's a crack over to the shortstop. Williams going to toss it over to the first baseman, Martin, for out number 1. And we'll now run you through the starting lineup for the Olean Oilers out there. The third baseman, Logan Coslin. And then we go left to right in the infield. So shortstop, Dana Williams. The second baseman, Thomas Bates. And the first baseman, Denny Martin. Now up for the Doubledays is Flynn Shoop. And now we'll take you to the outfield where Brady Smith, or excuse me. Well, first there's a high pitch for ball 1. But in the outfield is the left fielder. That is Cooper Tarley, the center fielder, Grant Fournier, and the right fielder, Matt Buffalo, with the catcher being Antonio Cordiera. We've got a 1-1 count facing Flynn Shoop. And Shoop's been a newer addition for this Doubleday squad, but he's been pretty solid this season.
Yeah, he's been a pretty good hitter for the Doubledays, to say the least. Comes into this one batting .545 so far in his. He's played through 3 full games, and he's batting .545. This is the 4th game that he's played in, his 3rd start on the season, and this is his 12th at bat. He's got 6 hits in those games, and he has 3 RBIs. So in the short amount of appearances that he's had, he has been sharp for the Doubledays.
Yeah, he's brought that Denison magic after winning the D3 Natty. Now he's facing a 2-2 count after an 89-mile-per-hour pitch from Brady Burdine. Yeah, Burdine this season a 5.14 ERA, so narrowly beating out Williams on the mound as well. But he gets Shoop swinging and missing. There's out 2 of the day. Right now it's been an exact replica of what Williams did for the Doubledays, forcing a ground out, then a strikeout.
Yeah, I mean, Williams in the top of the first went 3 up, 3 down with no hits, no runs. And right now it's 2 batters that have been retired with no hits, no runs, nothing. And maybe this game will be a pitcher's duel, which is always exciting to watch.
But he'll have to get through Luke Wire here. Wire batting .379 on the campaign, batting 3rd, playing 3rd for the Doubledays today. Justin Batts waits on deck, but that last pitch just touched 90 miles per hour. Wire thought about going, checks his swing, and it's called ball. So 2-0 count facing Wire. Wire hoping to get at least 1 Doubledays base runner on the board of the first inning, but he watches strike 1 fall down the gut, 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Burdine probably won't give him a chance as good as that one again. The 2-1 inside makes it 3-1. Yeah, on deck is Justin Batts. And following up is Teddy Monahan, the talented batter, hitting .447. I'm sure the Doubledays would like to see Monahan have an opportunity with runners on base. The 3-1 pitch swung on, and that's fouled off. We've got a full count here at the bottom of the first inning.
This is a big pitch here because it's either ball 4, which could put the first runner on first base tonight safely for either team, or it could be a strikeout to end the inning or a ground out, fly out, whatever. So look for this one to be probably, I bet it would be a fastball, trying to be blown by Guire.
We'll see if Birdie goes back to his bread and butter. He doesn't. It's a breaking ball that misses way higher. Maybe that's just a fastball that got very far away from Verdeen. But nevertheless, we've got an Auburn double-days runner on first. Now Justin Batts has an opportunity with a runner on base.
And Bats on the season, he is a very dangerous hitter, batting .375. This is the 11th game that he's played in. He's got 12 hits on the season with 11 RBIs. He's slugging .438.
When you look at Luke Guire on the base, Batts hasn't done a ton of damage, but has 3 stolen bags on the season. We could potentially see him take off here. He's not playing too aggressively off the bag. And Verdeen, not necessarily as trusting of Guire as I was. He tosses it over to first.
Yeah, just trying to send a message, keep him on his toes, because he got to just about the secondary lead there, and covering first base nicely is Martin. So just trying to keep him alert and say, hey, I see you over there. I don't want you creeping out any further.
I was like, I
I
don't know
have
what
to
to
keep
do.
that watchful eyes, ready pitcher. Now Batts facing the 2-0.
Yeah, because like, oh, we'll send that I gas.
Seems like all of the pitches from Verdeen today have been high 80s until that one, which is a 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball.
Okay.
But he hasn't been as accurate with those breaking ball pitches. He's a 3-0 count right now. Is in a rough spot and could potentially walk his second straight batter. The 3-0 finds the strike zone to make it 3-1, going back to that fastball.
Yeah, Verdeen, a junior in the fall of 2026, stands on the rubber at 6'1". He goes to Gannon in college. His fastball is probably the fastest, pitches that we've seen all season here at Falcon Park. But as we see there, that one got away from him, and Batts will work a walk. The second double-days runner on so far tonight.
Yeah, certainly as a starting pitcher, that's top-tier velocity to go, not just 89, 90 miles per hour roughly per fastball, but to do it as a starter, not just as a relief pitcher, making a 1 to 2 inning showing. And now it's Teddy Monahan up to bat, the center fielder. He has the opportunity I was talking about earlier. Runners on first and second. 2 outs on the board. Monahan has a golden opportunity to give the Doubledays an early lead. Breaking ball too far inside.
Monahan, the only double-days hitter on the season to have a home run at all. In fact, he has 2 home runs on the season, one of them being a grand slam. And like you said, he could really do some damage here with another home run.
Another pitch inside, this time a fastball that Monahan has to step back from. But I do think the dimensions in Falcon Park really limit a hitter's ability to knock it out, because you can see how tall those walls are in the back, and it's really impossible to hit a home run into center field. But we see Monahan very good at pulling his swings, and that's why he's able to generally have an opportunity to knock it out of the park.
And the fans that we have in attendance tonight here at Falcon Park demonstrating the stop, stop, clap, they're on their feet making some noise. You can tell it's going to be a fun game tonight here at Falcon Park.
The 2-1. Monahan doesn't go. It's 3-1. And after showing very impressive control to the first 2 batters, Brady Verdeen has struggled through both Guire and Batts. Guire at least was a bit of a dogfight, but he let Batts walk to first basically for free and is in danger of doing the same exact thing to Monahan. That would put Chase Moore up next. There's strike 2, though, in a second full count through 3 batters. Teddy Monahan wasn't thrilled with that call.
And we saw this before where Verdeen worked a full count and he ended up losing that one to Guire. So let's see if he can redeem himself here with a full count pitch, the payoff pitch coming up.
And it's swung on, that's chopped over towards the bullpen of the visiting squad that careens into the bullpen. The players couldn't make a play on that. So Monahan will have another chance at the payoff pitch. So we saw when it was a full count against Guire, Verdeen went to the fastball that just got away from him, went up high. I'm interested to see, because he's been much more accurate with his fastball. You have to imagine he's going back to that pitch.
That was the pitch that he threw to Guire, however, that got away from him upstairs and was able to walk him. But let's see if he does go here. And
there's ball 4. So we've got loaded bases here. Loaded bases with Chase Moore stepping to like the extra hitter. Moore this season has been batting just .238, one of the lowest batting averages on this Double-A squad. But he's got an opportunity right here to really add to his RBIs especially. First pitch, a fastball up high.
And with that walk there by Monahan, he now leads the Double-A's with walks, with 8 walks on the season. He was tied with Colin Haug and a few others, but now he leads the team in walks. So he clearly power hitter and has tremendous plate discipline as well. So he really has been doing it all for the Double-A's this season as we see a timeout called by one of the coaches for the Oilers.
Yeah, just after Verdeen has really struggled through these last few batters, this is the apt time to take that time out, go have a chat on the mound with your pitcher because, 3 straight walks, I get that 2 of them were hard fought, but you just can't be risking having Chase Moore walk and effectively giving the Double-A's a run for free. Guira now stands just 90 feet away from home, and yeah, walk would in fact send him. Now as the pitcher resets against the lefty batter, there are still 2 outs on the board, a force out at any base. The 1-0 is just inside. Good job on Moore for being patient, letting Verdeen throw strikes before, and we haven't seen him do that recently, so good job being patient there. Now the 2-0 also inside.
And clearly that meeting at the mound so far has not worked. And
Yeah.
obviously Verdeen struggling a little bit, but let's see if he is able to calm himself down well behind 3-0 and get a strike here.
Well, he does throw it right down the gut. Not even slowing it down, but it seemed like that pitch hung in the air a little bit more than his other fastballs. 3-1 count. Now the 3-1 in there for strike 2. Moore thought he had a free trip to first. Now, the 3-2 slug on hit down the third base line. That's fair. That's 1 run scored for the Double-A's. 2 runs scored. Another runner coming home. And that's a 3 RBI double for Chase Moore. What a shot down the third base line. Your Auburn Double-A's take a 3-0 lead.
Perfectly placed hit by Chase Moore. He couldn't ask for a better hit. Hit it down the third baseline, got into left field. Bases clearing double. Chase Moore, early on, is the hero in this game. 3-0 Double-A's. And finally, in the first inning of a game, the Double-A's are back in top. In the beginning of the season, in the first innings, they were taking them over. And then last night against Newark, an example, it was nothing for the Double-A's in the first. And finally, Chase Moore has gotten them up.
That's the catcher, Jonathan Griggs, who lets the first pitch go for strike 1. That's a 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball thrown. 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball thrown by Verdeen, switching it up from his usual high-velocity pitches. And that's not a great swing there from Griggs, chasing a low breaking ball again. Well, I guess, I don't think we've seen him go to 2 straight curveballs today, so I guess that makes sense. Now the 0-2 count. Verdeen trying to get out of the inning. And there's a rope into right center field. That'll score 1 more for your Auburn Double-A's. Jonathan Griggs with the RBI single. He'll stay at first base, but your Auburn Double-A's take a 4-0 lead.
And the Double-A's stay alive with 2 outs. Their bats are looking sharp here in the first. 4-0 them. And clearly the Double-A's in the first inning are RBI machines. This has been fun to watch here in the first as they're up 4 runs early on.
That brings up Brendan Smith. Again, he's got one runner on first. Nobody in scoring position. He lets the first pitch go for a ball.
It is what it is.
So, giving you a quick recap of what's happened so far this inning. Wire walk, Bats walk, Monahan walk, Chase Moore drove in those three, and then Jonathan Griggs drove in more. Brendan Smith trying to keep the rally alive, but even if Smith isn't able to get on base, that's already a nice cushion for your Auburn Double A's and for pitcher Joseph Williams to have. The 2-0 is in there, strike one. We've rarely seen Burdine get rocked this badly this season. He has a 2-1 record, but he's really been able to limit opposing teams from creating these big rallies. That pitch misses the zone. The fastball can't find it. 3-1. Maybe Smith will be able to extend the Double A's offensive spurt.
Yeah, if Smith walks here, that'll be the fourth walk so far through the first inning for Burdine.
Instead, he swings at it and fouls it off his own leg. It bounced off the plate and then came back and hit Smith's leg. Contact after Smith and Zach Sperger, who's batting ninth today, and Michael Ambrosio to round out the Double A's order. We'll see if they can get through all 10 in just the first inning.
It's the fourth time in the first inning that we've seen 2 outs, 2 strikes. So the payoff pitch incoming. Let's see who wins this duel.
And it's close. That's strike 3. The home umpire ruled that Brendan Smith swung, and that's strikeout number 2 recorded for the pitcher, Brady Burdine. That was a close call there, Evan.
Yeah, and Smith did not agree with that whatsoever. He even looked to his coach and said, no, I definitely did not go. I barely even swung. He stayed on the plate and basically tried to argue his case, but home plate umpire is going to stick with his call. And to be honest, not a huge loss there because the Double A's 4 runs through the first inning. Burdine struggled, gave up 3 walks, but it only took 2 hits for the Double A's to score those 4 runs. And Chase Moore was the hero so far in the first with a 3 RBI double, and the Double A's will definitely look to extend some more hits into the next inning.
Yeah, 2 very timely hits give the Auburn Double A's a 4-0 lead. Stay tuned for the top of the second inning to see how the Olean Oilers respond. Welcome back into the Auburn Double A's YouTube channel. And after an eventful first inning, your Auburn Double A's lead 4-0. But the Olean Oilers back on deck. Up to bat after a 1-2-3 first inning is Antonio Cordero, the catcher.
Yeah, Cordero, the St. Bonaventure product, looking to get things going here for the Oilers as they went 3 up, 3 down in the first with no hits, no runs, and a couple of strikeouts. They struggled in the first, and Cordero really needs one swing of the bat to change it for them.
And Evan, as a former Bonnie yourself, I mean, this has to be a little bittersweet seeing your guy go up against the Double Days.
This is pretty cool for me because I was able to be on the call for some of Cordero's games on the ESPN Plus stream games, and they also had Connor Vercoloni and a couple other St. Bonaventure players on their team. So it's kind of like a homecoming, even though we're in Auburn for me. So this is pretty sweet.
Fair enough. Now, do you ever remember Cordero playing in those games that you called?
And he was a lockdown catcher behind the plate.
He was?
He stopped everything. I'm pretty sure he had team honors at the end of the season. And he was just so fun to watch as a catcher because he was built like a bull back there. Like,
Yeah.
it was like he saw red and he stopped everything. He gunned the ball down. And Vercoloni, a power hitter, I saw him hit some home runs. Just a couple of players that were fun to watch for St. Bonaventure.
Now, the question is, could Cordero hit?
Well, let's find out here with the count being 2-2 to him.
That's a good point. The 2-2 pitch is inside, and after an inning chock full of full counts, we've got one to kick off the second. Joseph Williams struck out 2 of the first 3 batters he saw in the first inning. The only one that wasn't a strikeout was a first pitch ground out by Thomas Bates. Now on the payoff, it's a dribbler down the third base line that falls foul. So there's no outs on the board. Antonio Cordero up to bat. Following up Cordero will be Brady Smith and Brent Fournier.
Yeah, and Cordero was a power hitter for the Bonnies, but he's got 2 hits on the season so far for the Oilers with a 200 average.
That
And he
skies
swings at that
into
one there.
center field, and it looks like Monahan's not going to get. Actually, he does get to it. What a track down by Monahan, who at one point had to put his head down and start sprinting without keeping his eye on the ball, but managed to re-find it back near the warning track.
As I mentioned earlier, Teddy Monahan does it all for the Auburn Double Days. A tremendous play there in center field. Looked like he lost it. Caught it on the warning track on the fly. Teddy Monahan, got to give him a gold glove tonight or something. That was a crazy play.
First pitch into Brady Smith falls for strike 1. It's a 74-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Yeah, Cordero, though, crushed that one. So I guess when you say he stands like a bull, that helps him at the plate a little bit.
Yeah, and like I said, he was a power hitter for the Bonnies as well, and he got all of that one in a bag of chips, but maybe a push-up and a chicken nugget, and it would have gone out next time.
Maybe. Again, it's tough to hit homers out to center field. You really have to pull a lot of your powerful hits. Either hit it to left or hit it to right, because center is very far away, and that wall stands high.
Yeah, it's 400 feet back there at center field, and actually part of center field is 413 feet. So that's quite a reach out there to try to put one out at dead center field.
The dimensions are tough. But now, Williams up in the count against Brady Smith.
I need you for a minute.
Smith this season has a 2.92 average as the breaking ball from Williams gets away from him. 2.92 average, but slugging 375, and really his best trait is his ability to be patient at the plate. On-base percentage of 452. That comes from 6 walks drawn as well as one time being hit by a pitch, which nearly happens on that last throw, but instead Williams brings it to a second straight full count. The extra hitter fighting with Williams. Williams looking to avoid his first base runner. Pitches in, and it's way too low. Smith will take first with Brent Fournier up to bat.
So that's the first runner on for the Oilers tonight, being Smith reaches with the walk. So for them, let's hope that this is the start of something, a spark in the team, as they have struggled so far at the plate. As Fournier, I don't believe any relation to Evan Fournier, the former Knicks player, steps up to this one to try to move around Smith on the bases.
Are we classifying him as a Knicks player? I always thought of him as more of a Magic
I was gonna say Magic too, but the Knicks just won the championship, so
That's
I
fair.
guess I kind of wanted to do
And,
that.
we're in New York, and most of our fans, I think, Auburn Double A's fans, comment in the comment section. Are you guys Knicks fans? I'd love to know what our NBA fan base is like. Now a 1-0 count facing Fournier. He swings at that, catches a piece of it. It ricochets behind the catcher, Jonathan Griggs. We'll take you through our Auburn Double A's first today, backing up the pitcher, Joseph Williams, as I just mentioned, Griggs behind the plate. Your infield from left to right, Luke Wire at third, Jaden Madrid manning his usual spot at short, Flynn Shoop at second, and Justin Batts at first. As there's a bunt attempt laid down, it's going to be the third baseman, Wire, making a play. Bare hands it, throws it over the head of Batts. A great heads-up play made by Flynn Shoop to really limit the damage, but there's still runners on first and third after Dwyer's error.
Yeah, so that's definitely gonna be an error.
But an infield single for Fournier, but the error advances Smith over to third.
Right, so we're going to put that down in our stat sheet there, but it was a good play by Guire to barehand it and throw it, but the throw was just not on the mark at all. It got well past Batts there as Smith was able to go to third, but good hustle there by the second baseman Shoop to run the ball down and prevent a run from scoring. So good heads-up defense there to try to eliminate a run from scoring, as we've got it figured out in our stat book now.
Yeah, I really don't mind that effort from Dwyer. It was the right play, and when you have a 4-run cushion, you can afford to take that swing, and he missed. It was a swing and a miss, kind of like we just saw there out of Logan Coslin, but it's fine to do when you have an out on the board and you have a 4-run advantage. Now, if the score was 0-0 right now, I might be singing a different tune. As there's a pickup throw back over to first, and that was nearly in time. It's ruled that Fournier was safe out.
Yeah, we saw a lot of pickoff attempts last night at Newark as the Doubledays took on the Pilots on the road, and tonight already there's one by Williams there. And that one was relatively close. It was a beautiful throw, and Batts with the quick tab, but might have missed him by nanoseconds there.
Yeah, Evan, how was that? You were on the road, but we still had a little stream going on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel.
We did. That was one of my first away games done for the Doubledays, calling a game, and it was a lot of fun. Newark, as I said on the call last night, their hospitality was phenomenal. I mean, we got free food there.
There we go.
It was a lot of fun. It was a good game. It was a close game, but the Doubledays able to escape that one with the 5-3 victory. And Soren Cooper was the talk of last night. He had 105 pitches able to pick up the win. He was sharp for them. And then some tremendous fielding by the Doubledays as well last night to pick up the victory.
Devin, I know you mentioned free food there, but there's free food here tonight for your Auburn Doubledays. If you bring a kid, if they're under 18, they get free ice cream, as well as every single guest gets free admission to tonight's game. So if you're watching and you're within safe driving distance to Falcon Park, make sure to show on out for your Auburn Doubledays. As the pitcher, Joseph Williams, has worked his way to a 3-1 count against Logan Coslin. Coslin has runners on the corners. Excuse me, that's now a full count. As the payoff pitch is hit into the air, Justin Batts can make a play on it. He will. And that's a pop out to the first baseman. That puts 2 outs on the board with runners on first and third. And that brings Jack Painter up, the designated hitter. The lefty has a chance to score a few runners for the Olean Oilers. The Olean Oilers. He takes a big chop at that, can't catch any of it.
That Seinfeld episode is at the same time that that guy from the Pakistan.
In the bottom of the first inning, we
At
saw
the same time.
The pitcher for the Oilers, Brady Burdine, struggled after letting runners on, and then eventually it turned into an avalanche of runs for the Doubledays. Joseph Williams so far has done a good job of keeping his head despite having runners on. We'll see if he can finish off the job here. It's a 1-1 count facing Painter.
That was just a great block there by Jonathan Griggs. It was able to make sure that neither of the runners advanced. That one was spiked in the ground. So a great block there by Griggs to make sure no one advances.
Yeah, pass ball or a wild pitch likely scores the runner from third, and there's another big chop at it from Painter. He was chasing. Yeah, it's Brady Smith on third, Grant Ford Yeh on first.
2 strike, 2 out siren has gone off yet again. And last time, Williams was able to run away victorious. So let's see who wins this at bat here.
Williams, the stretch, the throw. He gets the swing and the miss, and for a second straight inning, we'll end on a drop, strike 3 strikeout. But that's the third punch-out of the day for Williams, the second scoreless inning. We'll head into the bottom of the second to see how the bottom of the Auburn Doubledays order finishes through their first time up. Stay tuned for more Auburn Doubledays action coming your way. We're back here in the second inning of this Auburn Doubledays clash with the Olean Oilers. And it's the 9-batter up for the Doubledays. Zach Sperger, he'll be followed up by Michael Ambrosio. Then it'll flip back around to Jaden Madrid at the top of the lineup. Sperger still going against the pitcher Burdine. Even though he got rocked in the first, we'll see how the veteran pitcher responds. Sperger goes after that pitch, can't connect on the breaking ball.
Yeah, and like you said, he definitely got rocked in the first inning, gave up 4 runs, a double to Chase Moore. That double scored 3 runs, so he's looking for a scoreless outing here in the bottom of the second.
And one interesting thing here about the starting pitcher Burdine is when he was feeling himself early on in the first inning, when he was pitching well, it was because of that fastball. There's a blooper hit up, pop fly that goes to the first baseman. Martin makes the play on it. There's out number 1, but when we saw the starting pitcher Burdine playing well, he was relying a lot on that fastball. That was by far his best pitch. But when he was trying to get out of some trouble, he couldn't rely as much on the fastball because he was a little inaccurate with it, and he was going to that breaking ball a lot more. He started off this inning following that trend. I'm curious to see how much he relies on that curve throughout this inning.
Yeah, and it was a lot of the time he looked for the fastball on a full count pitch, and it just kind of got away with him and lost him. So let's see if he had a meeting in between innings with his coach to try to go to the breaking ball there to eliminate any more walks given up.
Now batting the final hitter in the Auburn Doubledays order, it's Michael Ambrosio, still looking for his first hit of the year. He's pretty much even in the count, 2-1. His brother Steven got his first hit of the season yesterday against Newark. We'll see if Michael can match Steven. But there's 2 back-to-back strikes to make it a 2-2 count.
Yeah, and Steven's first hit of the season was actually a bunt, and it was beautifully placed. He was able to beat it out for his first hit.
But now the 2-2. Ambrosio swings, misses. That's strike 3. And after Berdine gives up 4 runs in the first, he's gotten 2 outs very quickly here to start the second inning. But hey, at the start of the first inning, he also had a ground out that strike. This time it's a pop out that a strike.
Yeah, and the lineup already in the bottom of the second has flipped over for the first time tonight in Madrid, who started out the game with a ground out, is working with 2 outs here and would love to get a hit here to, first off, get his first hit on the night, but second off, keep the inning alive with 2 outs.
Yeah, Madrid, not exactly the leadoff batter for his hitting. It's more what he brings to the table both once he gets on the bases, especially he's a very patient batter, but also his fielding. What he does at shortstop is extremely valuable to this Double-A squad, and he can lay down a single just like he did there. He ups his batting average from what it was at 227 and gets over to first base with the Double-A's 3rd hit of the day.
So there we go. Madrid picks up his first hit on the night, and the Double-A stay alive again with 2 outs. Seems to be a trend for them the past few games to stay alive with 2 outs. And Flynn Shoop, who struck out swinging in the first, would love to pick up a hit here to first off advance Madrid off first base and then get his first hit on the night. So let's see what Shoop does here.
When Shoop struck out against Berdine, he didn't go down quietly. He was fighting with Berdine, ramping up that pitch count. Now we'll see if he can do the same in this at-bat. Now facing a 1-0 count. And Madrid takes off. The throw not going to get there, or actually it does get there in time, as Madrid just couldn't get enough acceleration towards the back half of that sprint. And a great throw from Cordero gets down to the to the second baseman Bates, who applies the inning-ending tag. We'll see Shoot back up to bat when the Double-A's return in the bottom of the 3rd inning. But before then, we'll see how the Olean Oilers respond in the top of the 3rd here on the Auburn Double-A's YouTube channel. We're live here on the Auburn Double-A's YouTube channel, top of the 3rd inning, and the Olean Oilers are up to bat. It's Matt Buffalo with a rope that Madrid can't get to, bounces out of the glove. But that was nearly a very impressive play made by Jaden Madrid. I don't, that's close. I think that'll be counted as a hit in the books. That is a really tough play. I don't know if you can punish Madrid for trying to make a go at that ball.
No, because he almost didn't have it. He kind of had to make that play on the run. So I think it should be awarded to Buffalo as a hit.
And there's a throw down to first base. Williams with some pitch and catch with Justin Batts. So Matt Buffalo gets the hit. And Dana Williams now he's up to bat. He rounds out this Olean Oilers lineup. Breaking ball falls inside. That's just the second hit that Williams has given up today. And let me tell you, they've not been free hits. There was that one infield dribbler that just got to Guire, but there's a play down at second base. And, oh, wow, his hand nearly slipped off the bag. It does. Wow, Matt Buffalo just went too far, slid too far, and the beautiful throw from Griggs gets there, enough to catch him in time.
Great throw from Griggs. It was on the hop, but that was a tremendous tag there by Jada Madrid, who got some high fives from his teammates. And Buffalo just unlucky there. A tremendous jump to try to steal, but that's where the rain comes in play from earlier, and the turf is definitely a little wet. And he just overslid, and that kind of cost him.
Some slip and slide action. Speaking of slip and slides, we'll have the kids running the bases soon. Hopefully, they're able to keep their bearings a little bit better than Buffalo just did. Wow, that breaking ball was way away from Williams. He knew that immediately. Just slipping out of hand. Wonder if the ball's wet there as Williams goes to the towel, trying to dry off his hand. Now the 2-1 swung on and whiffed. Or excuse me, that's strike three. The scoreboard had the wrong strike count. That's strike three going against Dana Williams. And that's a quick 2 outs for your Auburn Doubledays against the Olean Oilers. And that's 4 punch outs now for Joseph Williams.
Yeah, he's having himself a strong outing. He left runner stranded in the second inning, and now with the lineup flipping over for the first time tonight, and it being the top of the third, he has only given up 2 hits. He has been sharp tonight through 2 no runs given up, and Williams, like I said, is having himself an impressive outing.
Williams has already jumped up to second in total team strikeout or total strikeouts on the Doubledays with his 4 today. His 5th will put him tied with Matthew Chope for first on the squad, and his 6th will put him first, alone, untouched at the top of the mountain. We'll see if he's able to add to his total here. There's 2 outs on the board. Breaking ball gets away from him again. So he's had a few pitches now in this inning where those breaking balls have just really slipped out of his hand. Hasn't been consequential so far, but there's a fastball down the gut. You have to imagine that Cooper Charlie knew a fastball was most likely coming after that breaking ball got so far away from Williams. And there's a crack up the middle for the 3rd hit of the day for the Oilers.
And good job there by Bates to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. And let's hope that Bates is smart on the base paths, as his teammate Buffalo got picked off, caught stealing. So let's hope that he is smart and either picks up a stolen base easily or he just stays at first and Charlie will advance him.
Yeah, Charlie struck out in the 1st inning, swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Bates standing at first, only has 1 stolen bag on the season. This is not an Olean team that really tries to go for steals a lot. Only their team leader has just 3. And there's a rope set down to the shortstop Madrid. He throws it on the run, and it's not in time on the toss to second. Couldn't connect with Shoup. The runner in Bates got there first. And there's another base hit for your Olean Oilers. That puts runners on first and second after back-to-back singles Denny Martin, the first baseman, up to bat with a runner in scoring position, 2 runners on. 2 outs on the board. He swings. He ropes that into left field, and there's Brendan Smith making the snag for out number 3. Williams escapes any trouble. Your Auburn Doubledays lead 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stay tuned for your Auburn Doubledays at-bats. Back here, bottom of the 3rd inning on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. It's Flynn Shoop kicking off the inning as your Auburn Doubledays lead 4-0. Shoop will be followed up by Guire, then bats. Shoop struck out in his first at-bat, and he appeared again in the second, but wasn't able to finish that at-bat because Jaden Madrid got caught stealing. Shoop fouled off the first pitch he saw.
See the sun.
Got a nice sunny day here at Falcon Park, even though there was some early rain. As the 3rd baseman, Coslin, making a play and getting it over to Martin. There's a 5-3 putout on the ground out for Flynn Shoop.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Shoop as he's now 0 for 2 on the night. Just unlucky there. Kind of got the end of the barrel and off the top of the bat. I'm sure if he hit it anywhere in the barrel, it might have gone to left field for a base hit. So just unlucky there as he was a tad bit ahead of it.
Yeah, maybe it's just Shoop's average coming a little bit down to earth. I mean, he's batting .545, not exactly sustainable numbers this season. Luke Guire now up to bat. He walked in the first inning, and that sparked a 4-run rally for the Auburn Doubledays. He was that first run to come in off of the 3 RBI double from Chase Moore. But now Guire has worked his way to a 1-1 count with 1 out on the board.
Like you said, Guire was the start of something last time, so let's hope that this time he's the start of something again.
That's a high and away fastball. Brady Verdine, in his time at Gannon, has a 5.75 ERA. At least that's what he posted his sophomore campaign. That's pretty similar to what he's thrown here in the PGCBL, so that checks out. He really, in his appearances at Gannon, though, really pitches more as a relief pitcher or a closer. Has 2 saves. Here, starting this game, is Guire. Skies one into the air. That falls right into the glove of the left fielder, Charlie. Out number 2 is quickly recorded for the pitcher, Burdine, but the Doubledays have really only thrived today in 2-out scenarios. We'll see if Justin Batts keeps that going.
Yeah, and the last time it was 2 outs. Madrid got a hit, and then he was caught stealing. So I kind of jinxed him because I talked about how good the Double A's have been tonight with 2 outs. So let's hope here that Justin Batts is going to avoid my announcer's jinx and get on first base safely.
Well, Bats just crushed that last pitch, but it went over the, the visiting clubhouse.
It's probably over by the umpire's vehicles.
And Bats fouls off yet another one. Bats this season does have 1 stolen bag, so if he gets to first, maybe we'll see him try to take off like Jaden Madrid did. As the ump calls time, and now Bats will reset in the batter's box. Bats facing an 0-2. Burdeen's caught on quickly after that rough first inning. Burdeen, the 0-2 into Bats. There's strike 3. Your Auburn Double A's go down 1-2-3 to end the third. We'll be back here in the 4th inning as the Auburn Double A's still hold a 4-run lead. We're back here in the top of the 4th inning. Ryan Story alongside Evan Carocchio on the call. As up to bat for the Oilers, it's Antonio Cordero. Cordero up for his 2nd time today. Last time he kicked off the 2nd inning and immediately flew out to center. We'll see if the St. Bonnie's product can put his bat on the ball yet again. Maybe this time away from a Double A's fielder. Cordero facing a 1-1 count. And so far, the player who's really been balling for your Auburn Double A's is the pitcher, Joseph Williams. He's up to 4 punch-outs on the day. He's given up 3 hits, but there's another deep shot for Cordero. A little bit too much loft underneath it, though, and the catch will be made by Brendan Smith. And Smith reports the first out. Cordero, and certainly got his fair share of hang time with his swings. With no dice in terms of it landing away from a Double A's glove. Brady Smith now up to bat. Smith walked in his last appearance. He worked his way up to a full count before eventually Williams just threw ball 4 in the dirt. Smith now facing a 1-0. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Auburn Double A's YouTube channels. We hit 7:30. We're an hour into this Auburn Double A's clash with the Olean Oilers. And these two teams have had different seasons so far. Your Auburn Double A's 11-5 record, and they started off as the hottest team perhaps in the PGCBL. Cooled off a little bit, but they've won their last two, an important 2 games for the Double A's. Meanwhile, Olean sits at just 7-9, and they've lost 4 straight. A win here for Olean would be a huge game changer, but as of right now, they're trailing 4-0 and really haven't generated much of anything at the plate, even if they still lead the Double A's in total hits. But it's a 3-1 count facing Smith. There's ball 4. He walks for the second time today. And that brings up Grant Fournier, who had a single in his last at-bat.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 30, Grant Fournier.
Fournier batting .294 heading into tonight's contest. That might jump up to near 300 after his opening single. Guessing if he gets 2 hits today, he guarantees a batting average of at least 300 after today, and I think he did just that with a single into shallow right field that chops past Justin Batts at first. And with 0 outs on the board, there's runners on the corners for the Olean Oilers. There should be 1 out on the board. But that puts Joseph Williams in danger of giving up his first run of today's contest.
Number 24, Logan Coslin.
Smith on third, Fournier on first. Logan Coslin up to bat. Coslin batting just .125 on the campaign. Coslin swings at the first pitch he sees. That's into shallow center field. And the play made. Oh, Monahan drops it. And he'll be able to just step on second. And he'll give up. That'll give up 1 run on the error to the center fielder. Grant Fournier is ruled out at second. But that puts Logan Coslin on first and scores Brady Smith.
Yeah, and I'm back. That was just a crazy, weird play there. And Monahan had an impressive jump on that, but unfortunately it dropped from his glove on the run. And good heads-up base running by Smith as he was able to score the run. He knew it was dropped right away and darted towards home. And then unfortunately Fournier got caught up and had to run to second, but couldn't make it in time. So now due up to the plate is Jack Painter, who was 0 for 1 on the night.
There's a pickoff thrown over to first. So after an eventful, hectic series, Joseph Williams has given up his first run, but that's not an earned run given up by Williams. Or at least it won't be an earned run unless Jack Painter can put this ball in play. Still just 1 out on the board, or excuse me, 2 outs on the board. And there's a 1-1 count facing Jack Painter, who struck out his first at-bat. He hits it right over to Williams. It bounces off his shin. That'll be ruled a single as well. Williams has really been getting battered on these close plays. Williams will be checked on by the home umpire. That ball really ricocheted off of his leg. That could not have felt good.
Yeah, let's hope that Williams is okay as head coach Thomas Eaton is making his way out there, and so is the trainer for the Auburn Double A's. It looks like Williams is more mad about giving up a hit than he is in pain, but he appears to be okay as Eaton walks away, and so does the trainer. He's going to wipe off the ball in his hands with the towel behind the mound and stay in this one as he seems to be okay.
It's just a weird day for Williams because he's been pitching very well, but it's been like that hit off of the shin, one that just got past the baseman bats, one that just popped out of the glove of Madrid, and then Teddy Monahan dropping that ball in center field. Just a really odd day for Williams, and it's resulted in him giving up 1 run, perhaps more, now that there's runners on first and second with 2 outs. Bat Buffalo up. He has worked his way to a quick 2-0 count after that ball.
Just a lot of head scratchers tonight here at Falcon Park. A lot of weird plays that are kind of like, how do you even put them into a stat book? But Williams has done his job on the rubber.
Well, there's an impressive, incredible play made by Jaden Madrid, making up for any potential past mistakes because, oh my God, what a play to rob Matt Buffalo of his second hit of the day.
Jaden Madrid with the diving grab at the shortstop position on the fly, flips it over to second to get the lead runner, makes up for the bobble earlier. Wow, I mean, he's being greeted right now by his teammates. What a play by the shortstop for the Doubledays to get out of that inning and end the jam. Beautiful diving grab. Couldn't ask for a better play from your shortstop there to get out of that one.
Yeah, really a Jeter-esque play right there. Sends your Auburn Doubledays to the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll see how Auburn responds to giving up 1 run to the Olean Oilers. Auburn leads 4-1. Back here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, your Auburn Doubledays up to bat. Teddy Monahan, who walked in his first time around, he's got a chance to potentially get a hit off of Brady Burdine, and it's been a while since the Doubledays put any real pressure on Burdine. Monahan swings at the first pitch he sees. Williams scoops it, makes the throw over to Martin for out number 1 on the opening pitch.
I mean, that's just back-to-back impressive plays by the shortstop for both teams as Williams, that one was smoked. He had to backhand it, pick it up, and toss it to first base to get out the speedy Monahan. Great throw from him, and that's an impressive stretch by the first baseman, Denny Martin, to pick up the first out. So back-to-back fielding outs by both teams have just been phenomenal to watch.
Chase Morris, the hero of the game so far for the Auburn Doubledays, had that 3 RBI double in the first inning. Now up to bat for his second opportunity of the day. The lefty going against the righty batter, or excuse me, the righty pitcher. That falls in for strike 2, so Moore fouls off the first, watches the second go for strike 2. He's in the hole, 0-2. Jonathan Griggs on deck, responsible for the other RBI. Moore stays patient, however. He's waiting for that right pitch that he can pounce on. That's a breaking ball way outside. Gets away from Burdine. Moore working his way back.
Yeah, Moore was down in the count 0-2. It's now tied 2-2. So Moore would love another ball here.
And he, in fact, gets his second hit of the day. Loops right over the head of third baseman Goslin. Chase Moore, 2 for 2, a single and a double.
Chase Moore, the hottest double-day batter tonight, has found his pitches. He's got Berdeen's number tonight. He has been sharp for the Double Days, and with one out, that gets things going for the Double Days. And let's hope that Jonathan Griggs steps up here and gets a base hit for them as well to get things going again with one out.
Well, we saw that Griggs, last time he was up, had a runner on second, was able to drive him in. This time, not quite the same juice, but there's an error by the shortstop, Williams. And that will, in fact, maybe get in a runner. Yes, he does. Jonathan Griggs does it again, even though it's a more back-end way of doing it. But after the error by the shortstop, the Olean outfield just could not get that ball in. Chase Moore made it all the way around the bases to score from first.
And Griggs just absolutely smashed that one. Williams got unlucky that time, unable to come up with that one. And we saw that the one that Monahan hit to him, he was able to scoop it. This time, not able to scoop it. And the Double Days add another run here in the bottom of the fourth, making it 5-1. And that was a huge play, or huge hit there by Griggs to score a run and keep the inning alive with one out.
Griggs won't get credited with the RBI, but that's a hard hit ball that Williams will get credit for the error for, but it's tough to really judge him for making the error there. However, now a 5-1 lead for your Auburn Double Days. They answer that one run scored by the Oilers in the top half of the inning.
And here's Brendan Smith, who ended the first with a check swing that he argued he did not go around on. So he's going to love to get a base hit here to first off get his first hit on the night, redeem himself, and then advance Griggs.
There's the pass. Ball gets away from the catcher Cordero. Now it's Griggs just 90 feet away from scoring. And this opens up a new avenue for Smith. Smith is very good at hitting controlled balls into the outfield. Wouldn't be surprised if he just loops a sac fly over into right field. He's got one out, so he has a lot to work with. After Smith, it's Zach Sperger, then Michael Ambrosio to round out the Double Days order here in their second time through the cycle. The 2-1. Smith lets it go. That makes it 3-1. Falcon faithful getting loud. Hyping up Brendan Smith, who's back for a second straight year. Smith watches the pitch go. He knew that was strike 2 immediately. Full count facing Brendan Smith. This is the exact scenario he faced in the bottom of the first inning. Had a runner on, faced the full count, check swing. This time, he does swing, and that'll get past the pitcher into the outfield for a base hit, an RBI base hit that scores Jonathan Griggs from third. Brendan Smith gets his redemption, and your Auburn Double Days get a 6-1 lead.
Brendan Smith redeems himself, like you just said, with the base hit there. Snuck past the glove of Berdeen and also got past the glove of the second baseman Bates. A beautifully placed ball in the center field. And he was excited over on first base. 6-1 Double Days. They score 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth.
First pitch to Zach Sperger, misses low and away. Smith upping his batting average, was already sitting at 409 on the campaign. Boosting it there. Sperger hits one high. That'll be a play made by the third baseman, Goslin, getting underneath it for out number 2. So finally, the batting 10th for the Double Days. That's Michael Ambrosio, who struck out his last at-bat. We'll say it again, looking for his first hit of the year. We'll see if he can do it in this at-bat.
Like we said earlier, his twin did last night. So let's hope that Michael does tonight. as he is definitely due for a hit.
Devin, I forget if I heard you say this pregame, but aren't you a twin? Is that true?
My brothers are twins,
Your
and they're
brothers are
both
twins,
graduating
that's it.
tomorrow from Mexico High School, so shout out to them.
Yeah,
Fraternal
congratulations,
twins.
brothers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. They're fraternal, but I was looking at Michael and Steven last night, and you really can't tell them apart at all. So I'm going to definitely assume that they're identical.
So what, fraternal means same day, not identical?
Yes, my brothers Toby and Noah, growing up, you know, you can look at them and be like, which one's which? But now they definitely look completely different. I mean, one kind of has a mullet, then one has fluffy hair, but
Okay.
Michael and Steven pretty much same face, just same build, same hair, so
See if they can get the same hit as Michael Ambrosio waits on that. The 2-2 count with 2 outs on the board. Yeah, if you're here at Falcon Park, you can see Michael's face projected onto the scoreboard. Always looks pretty similar to Stevens. The 2-2 misses low. Ambrosio's worked his way to a full count.
good eye there by Ambrosio. I know his heart rate's got to be up a little bit here with the payoff pitch coming up. Still looking for his first hit out of the season, like you said, and he does not want to end the inning here with Smith on first base.
He swings at it. He hits it. That's going to be in shallow right center field, and the play will be made by the right fielder, Martin. And that, in fact, ends the bottom of the 4th inning. The Auburn Doubledays score 2 runs, respond immediately to Olean's 1 run in the top half of the inning. We'll be back in the 5th inning for more Auburn Doubledays baseball coming your way. Back here, top of the 5th inning. Ryan Story alongside Evan Carocchio on the call. Joseph Williams still on the mound for your Auburn Doubledays. And his first pitch is swung out, hit over to first. Bats will step on the bag, taking down Dana Williams. And then that'll flip the Olean Oilers lineup over to the top with Thomas Bates stepping up. He's 1 for 2 on the day.
1 pitch, 1 out. Couldn't ask for a better pitch again by Williams, as the first pitch he throws is collected by Bats. That's a 3 unassisted in the books, and the first pitch of the game was an out. So we'll see that here again in the top of the 5th, as Thomas Bates was a victim of the glove of Williams. It was a 1-3 putout in the first off of 1 pitch. So there's 1 pitch already to him, so he's not a victim of that again.
Yeah, we've seen there have been a few opposing teams this season who have never swung at the first pitch against the Doubledays. They've always let that first pitch go, and they've stayed hesitant on it. I feel like Auburn's generally 50-50 with sometimes they're willing to swing at that first pitch, but they don't do it frequently. And Olean today has really just attacked that first pitch, and let me tell you, it hasn't really paid off.
No, and Olean able to score a run finally in the 4th, but they left some runners stranded if they get some runners on here in the fifth, they're not going to want to do that again as they're down by 5 runs here in the top of the fifth.
Williams still looking for his 5th strikeout of the day. Recorded 4 through the first 3, but couldn't get any in the 4th. Breaking ball misses inside. Williams grimaced at that pitch. That was way too close to the head of Thomas Bates. Don't want a pitch getting away from you like that when you're heading to count 1-2. Now, count even. The 2-2 pitch in. That's going to be a single hit through the right side of the infield. Ambrosio scoops it up in right field. That's another base hit. Give it up by Williams. Thomas Bates gets his 2nd single of the day.
Bates now 2 for 3 on the night. He's been able to find the gaps after, in the first, as we talked about, found Williams' gloves. So Tarley already has a hit on the night. He's 1 for 2. Would love to move him around the bases.
Well, they're certainly going to be moving all right, but a great throw from Dwyer. The throw over to first, not in time, but there's a fielder's choice that sits down Thomas Bates. Tarley safely at first, but 2 outs on the board for Olean.
That was a phenomenal play there by Dwyer, as it was smashed on a hop right to him. He was able to somehow turn while the ball was still coming towards him, get it out of his glove, flip it over to Shoop on second base, and Shoop nearly got the double play at first. Tremendous play by the
There's
double
a takeoff. The throw down. Tarley gets there in time. The throw will be just a tad late. The tag could be applied by Jaden Madrid in time. So Cooper Tarley steals second. Now there's a runner in scoring position for Denny Martin to work with. The first baseman is 0 for 2 on the day. Lowered his team high batting average of 400. That's going to drop if he continues this spurt. Instead, he rockets one into left field that'll fall foul. That bounces off of the Doubledays clubhouse into the parking lot. We just saw a red Nissan was named for the dirtiest car of today's contest. Hopefully that stayed safe from that careening ball. But it's now a 1-1 count facing Denny Martin. He struck out in his first at bat, flew out in his second. And when he did fly out that was in the 3rd inning, he had a runner in scoring position. We'll try to avoid the same fate here. And wow, another steal attempt. It'll get past the glove of Dwyer. Dwyer still down, and a run will score. Beautiful base running there from Cooper Tarley. Plates the 2nd run of the day for the Olean Oilers.
What an impressive jump there by Tarley to pick up a stolen base and then heads up base running as he saw it got past the glove of Dwyer. It was a good throw by Griggs, but unfortunately Dwyer could not come up with the tag as the throw kind of forced him off third base a little bit. So 6-2 Doubledays as the Oilers score 1 here.
And there's a little dribbler that will go to the pitcher. He'll do it himself. Joseph Williams gets the Doubledays out of the 5th inning. The Olean scores a run for the 2nd straight inning. The Doubledays will be back in the bottom of the 5th to make that response. Stay tuned for that Doubledays at bats.
Welcome in to the bottom of the fifth inning, where the score is 6-2. Jaden Madrid will lead off the bottom of the fifth. He steps up to this one with a 1-2 record on the night. He is 1 for 2. He singled and was caught stealing in the second, and then he grounded out to the shortstop Williams in the first. And we have a new pitcher stepping up to the plate as Brady Burdine's night is done. That is number 65, Chris Laita.
And Laita this season, he's out of Felician University, stands 5'9", just finished up his redshirt freshman year. And Laita, I don't believe, has pitched for the Oilers yet, so he's making his debut for the squad. He's actually not even on the roster that they have printed out.
I was just about to say that. Couldn't find him in the roster. Couldn't find any stats about him, so this might be his first appearance for the Olean Oilers. And he's working with a 1-1 count to the Ready Madrid, who follows this one off. Right field side, well out of play. And just like that, the count is now 1-2 to Madrid. On deck after Madrid will be Flynn Shoup, who's still looking for his first hit on the night. He's 0 for 2. Laita comes set on the rubber. Kick steals. The 1-2. This one fouled off again and over towards the Oilers' dugout. They all kind of ducked down behind the fence there. And Madrid was making sure that they stayed on their toes there over towards the dugout. That one came off his bat pretty fast.
That was a missile. Luckily, everyone's okay. No one's kind of bloody beating.
Laita set. Kick steals. The 1-2. This one's high. Well upstairs for ball 2. Count is tied. Now 2-2. Madrid has worked the count tonight. He worked it against Burdine. He works it now against Laita. He gets on. He's dangerous on the base paths. And look out there, as that was a breaking ball that almost clips him. Count is now full, 3-2. Madrid, who was down the count 1-2, now working with a payoff pitch coming up.
You talk about Madrid being dangerous on the paths. 5 solid bases this year, 3rd on the team, but he goes down swinging.
And there goes Madrid, and he could not believe it. There's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. As stepping up to the box will be Flynn Shoup. It's Madrid's first strikeout on the night. And Shoup, who already has 1 strikeout in the first, and grounded out to the third baseman, Caslin, in the third, is looking for his first hit on the night. He's gotten that bat in every other inning. Breaking ball in there for a strike to Shoup.
Yeah, and a strong start there from Chris Laita, who actually was a D1 prospect coming out of high school, recruited to Charleston Southern, but he redshirted his freshman season there before transferring over to Felician.
The lefty Laita pitches, and this one's fouled off. Well out of play. 0-2.
I mean, I guess that's the age-old adage of, would you rather be a starting player at a D1 or excuse me, a backup player to D1 or a starter to D3?
Go from 0 to hero, and I kind of don't blame them at all there for transferring. You see that a lot. And this one's going to be cranked in a center field, but running over to that is Grant Fournier, and he makes the catch on the run for the second out. Flynn Shoup, 0 for 3 on the night, been a victim of a few things, few of the gloves for the Oilers. And now the Double A's are down to 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, as Luke Wire will step up to the plate.
Yeah, Shoup, right now the only Double-A's batter in that 1 through 8 stretch to have not reached base. The other two, Sperger and Brojo, also 0 for 2 on the day. We'll see if they can break their streak.
First pitch to Guire is a ball. Guire walked and scored in the first, then flew out to left field in the third. Same thing as Shoup. He's gotten at bat in every other inning. The 1-0. This one downstairs below the knees for ball 2. 2-0 count with 2 outs. Lights are on. Time is 8:04 p.m. And Laida throwing some gas. That one clocked in at 87 miles per hour on the fastball. This one's going to be fouled off towards the clubhouse, and it ricochets off the clubhouse for the Oilers over right field side. Count is 2-1.
Yeah, normally Leda would be one of the faster arms that the Double A's see, but after a few innings of having to go against Brady Verdeen, it probably looks like that ball's coming in slow motion.
The pitch. Look out there. Luke Wire had to stand up on his tiptoes, move out of the way on that one. Count is 3-1. Fastball seems to be working for Laida, and the breaking ball seems to be a tad bit of a struggle. Kind of like the opposite of what we saw in Berdeen and some of his at-bats tonight. The pitch. This one's fouled off again. Right field territory towards the clubhouse. Count is full. And Laida has a chance to do something impressive. Come into the game and go 3 up, 3 down. The payoff pitch on the way. This one swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 5th for Chris Laita as Madrid goes down swinging. Shoop flies out to center field, and Guire goes down swinging as well. 3 up, 3 down, no hits, no runs for the Double A's. We're going to make our way to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back on the Double A's YouTube channel. Top 6, 6-2 Auburn. Antonio Cordero due up to the plate. The cleanup batter has led off the inning. This is his 3rd time leading off a inning. A little fun fact about the Olean Oilers. 79 years ago, about this time, in 1947, Jackie Robinson played on the Oilers field for the Brooklyn Dodgers. At the time, the Olean Oilers were listed as a Class D affiliate of the Brooklyn Dodgers. So, not to sound like a baseball encyclopedia, but I was excited to share that one tonight. As this one's going to be blasted towards left field. Running back will be Smith. Makes the catch. Hear the warning track. 1 pitch, 1 out. Cordero 0 for 3 on the night.
Wow, he has had 3 absolute missiles into the outfield. He looks like Elon Musk today. They just haven't been able to escape orbit.
What a great analogy there. Obviously, Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX. You know what? I applaud you for that one there. And you go to Syracuse University, so you guys have had your fair share of astronauts. I'm correct, coming out of Syracuse.
Actually had one come out of Syracuse City. I don't know if she was a Syracuse University graduate, but there was definitely a Syracuse native who just went to outer space this past year. So, yeah, good ball knowledge there, Evan.
Thank you. And I kind of was hoping that you'd tell me good ball knowledge with the Jackie Robinson fact, but I got crickets from you. So.
Okay. Well, there was a deep shot in left field. Castellanos vibes. But yeah, no, that's very cool seeing Jackie Robinson, seeing a team that Jackie Robinson played for. But we've had some pretty cool people here at Auburn, Falcon Park for the Auburn Doubledays.
Yeah, just look out there as Smith was clipped by the ball from Williams, and Williams obviously knew it was going to hit him right away. But yeah, we had Juan Soto here. We had Victor Robles. I mean, I think that's just as cool as Jackie Robinson.
Maybe not. You know what? Maybe if
Probably not. But
maybe if Soto stayed with the Yankees, it would have been.
yeah,
as
that's
cool.
what I was going to
But as a
say.
Met, I don't know if it's the same level as Jackie Robinson.
No, definitely was joking around there. Is stepping up to the box here and hitting that one to Betts, who steps on first base with ease, is Fournier, as he is retired. One pitch, 2 outs. Unlucky for Fournier as it hits off the end of the bat, and Betts was able to beat him out and step on first base for the second out. But advancing to second is Smith, so there is a runner in scoring position for the Oilers with 2 outs.
Yeah, good effort there by Fournier. Really made a few large strides to try to beat out Bats, but Bats just had too much of a head start.
This one's going to be roped into center field, and Teddy Monahan makes the catch after a few steps, and that will end the inning. 6-2 Doubledays. The Oilers leave one stranded. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel for the bottom of the 6th and the Doubledays at bats. Bottom 6, 6-2 Doubledays. If you're just joining us, I'm Evan Carocchio. My partner Ryan Story and I have been taking turns, who's going to be play-by-play tonight on the call. And here's Justin Batts, who steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 on the night. Looking for his first hit. He walked and scored in the first and struck out swinging in the third. First pitch to him is a ball upstairs, and we are underway here in the bottom of the 6th. Chris Laeta still out there on the mound. He was able to go 3 up, 3 down against the Doubledays in the bottom of the 5th. Kick steals. This one's going to be hit to the second baseman, Bates, who gloves it. Throw to first is in time as Batts is retired. 4-3 put out for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
For the Doubledays right now, it's about continuing to play their brand of baseball. I know you have the lead, but you have to keep playing like it's a 0-0 ball game because anything can happen in the PGCBL.
Here's Teddy Monahan. First pitch he sees is in there for a strike. No budge by him. Monahan walked and scored in the first, and then was a victim of the glove of Dana Williams in the fourth. He's had some impressive plays out there in center field. Next one's a breaking ball just below the knees. Count is tied 1-1. Monahan, as we talked about earlier, the only Double Days player with a home run on the season, and he's got two, one of them being a grand slam.
He also is one of just 3 Double Days triples this year. Definitely the king of extra base hits for the Double Days.
I was about to say he's got an impressive slugging percentage as well.
789. That's by far the highest on the Double Days this season. I believe the next closest doesn't even touch the 600 mark.
The 1-2. And down looking goes Monahan, and he knew it right away. That's a backwards K in the books, and that's the third strikeout on the night for Laida, who has been sharp in his outing for the Oilers.
Yeah, absolutely no hesitation or adjustment time needed for Laida. He stepped into this contest and immediately been throwing gas.
Here's Chase Moore, who's got a double and a single, and he scored both times. He's looking to keep things going for the Double Days with 2 outs. The first pitch to him spikes the ground. 1-0.
One unique thing about Moore is he's a switch hitter, so we saw the first 2 at-bats were against the righty pitcher in Berdine. Now, going against southpaw in Laida, he's moved over to that righty batter's box.
Swings and whiffs at that one big time. Now it's tied 1-1. Swinging for the fences on that one. One clocked in at 87. Both pitchers tonight for the Oilers have been chucking some serious heat. The pitch. Breaking ball. Drops in the zone for strike 2.
The difference is that the Oilers have needed to go to 2 pitchers, while the Double Days have been perfectly content with letting Joseph Williams really put together a solid outing in this one.
Laida set on the rubber. Kick steals the 1-2. This one is going to hit him. And it looks like it will be ruled as a hit by pitch. He held up his swing. Field umpire confirms it as well. And Chris Moore will make his way to first base for the 3rd time tonight safely. And that will be the first runner on first base safely that Laida has given up tonight.
Yeah, Chase Moore, 2 for 2 on the day, now made it to base all 3 times. And guess what? Every time he's made it on base, Jonathan Griggs has knocked him in either via a hit or via an error that somehow allows Moore to round all the bases. So we'll see if Moore can replicate that same success.
The 7th batter, Griggs, steps into this one, looking to keep things alive with 2 outs. Off first base is Moore. Laida gives him a little kick steals. This one downstairs for ball 1. Stop, stop, clap has returned. And it's a beautiful night here at the ballpark. Earlier, it was not. It was raining and miserable, and the fans have showed out, even though it has rained. Started raining at the start of the game, and then it ended quickly after some pitches thrown, but ended up being a beautiful night. I believe in the 60s, which is kind of odd here in mid-June, as 4th of July is next week. But still perfect baseball weather, as swinging and missing at that one is Griggs.
Yeah, the prior weather really lowered the temperature, but with the sun being out as much as it's been, the playing conditions have really dried up for these players. A lot less slipping and sliding as there was in the first 2 innings.
This one's going to be hit to Bates, who gloves it, throws to second, and that is in time. So Griggs will end the inning as Moore was trying to advance to second. He gets put out. It's still a 6-2 ball game. Double Days lead this one. We're going to make our way to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back on the Auburn Double Days YouTube channel. We are back for the top of the 7th. Score is 6-2. An action-packed game with a lot of weird base hits, a lot of weird errors, but it has been a fun one tonight under the lights. Out there still on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays, that's Joseph Williams. And through 6 full innings, he's given up 7 hits to the Oilers. And the Doubledays in the field had 3 errors behind him. And he gave up 2 runs as well. But he has been sharp. He's got a ton of Ks in the books as well.
And what I've liked about his performance is early on, he was dominating Olean with, strikeout at-bats. Since then, he hasn't been striking out batters with that same aptitude, but he's still been recording the outs needed to get through these innings safely. He's only at 85 pitches.
He's working with a 2-1 count to the lefty, Jack Painter, who's 1 for 2 on the night. Next pitch to him is below the knees, and Griggs is able to collect it and throw it back to Williams. So counts 3-1 to Painter, the 8th batter in the Oilers lineup. Hit for a single and got put out trying to advance to second base in the 4th. And this will be ball 4 as Painter works a walk. He's going to be on first base safely to kick things off here at the top of the 7th.
That brings up Matt Buffalo, who ended the 4th inning by hitting into a fielder's choice. But he's singled before in this game and has shown the ability to have some pretty impressive plays at the plate.
I always talk about the Yankees just about every game that I can, because first off, go Yankees, but it's 2-0 Yankees, and
They've got Whitler on the mound.
yeah, they do. He's going to win Cy Young this year, trust me.
He has to.
Oh, yeah, he 100% will for the AL. Caballero hit for a home run tonight, and the All-Star finalists came out on the MLB's Instagram, and Bellinger was one of them. Aaron Judge, who's injured, was one of them. And then the other one as well was Ben Rice, who's having a phenomenal season. So
Rice is another guy who has to be in any award conversation.
Just a good year to be a New York fan.
And
with the
I will
Knicks.
say, for all these Doubledays fans at home, we let it be optional if you want to be a Knicks fans, but here in this broadcast, we're Yankees fans.
This one's going to be hitting the right field. Tracking it down is Ambrosio, and it gets past his glove as he dove for it, and it drops down, and making his way to second base safely is Buffalo. And his double, I'm so immature, his double celebration was the 6-7, but he's in there safely with a double and on third base safely, as well as Jack Painter. So Ambrosio there dove for that one. It just ticked off of his glove. It was a beautiful extension. Unfortunately, he was unable to make the play.
Well, guess what? I don't know if Buffalo should be doing the 6-7 celebration, because right now Auburn Doubledays have 6 runs. His team doesn't quite have 7.
Here's Dana Williams. First pitch to him was a ball. Another lefty in their lineup. He's the 10th batter. He swings and misses at that one. Counts 1-1. With 0 outs, the Oilers have 2 runners in scoring position. And this could be where the Oilers flip the switch and score some runs here in the top of the 7th. Williams kick steals the pitch. This one's going to be smashed into right field. It will drop for a base hit just past the line. 1 run will score with ease. Here comes another, and it looks like it will be a ground rule double for Williams there. As holding up his hands out in right field is Michael Ambrosio. It must have kicked off the wall and then went in towards the bullpen for the Oilers. So it will be a 6-4 ball game as Thomas Eaton makes his way out to the mound to go talk to Joseph Williams. Not sure if this is it for him or if it's just a pep talk.
I have to imagine this is it. He had gone through 6 very, very solid innings, and through the 7th. Starts it off with a walk, then a double. That could have been a play, and then another double after that. Never mind, though. I might be mistaken.
So it looks like Williams is still going to stay out there on the mound. There was a Williams on Williams duel that just happened, and Williams won it. It's actually Dana Williams who won it. So due up to the plate is Thomas Bates as the lineup flips over for the third time tonight. This is the fourth at bat for Bates. First pitch he sees, he swings at it, but fouls it off.
This is really the inning, or at least the happening, that Olean has to capitalize on if they want to complete the comeback. Yes, you've scored 2 runs, you're looking good, and you cut it down to a 2-run deficit, but you want to get at least Williams on second home by the end of this top of the 7th.
The tying run at the plate, the 0-1. This one's in the ground. Great stop there by the catcher, Griggs, to keep Williams at second base. Just like that, the count is tied 1-1. Williams steps off the mound and will throw it lightly to the second baseman, Shoop, who was banging on his glove, had the attention of Joseph Williams as Dana Williams was dancing off of second base. They had a pretty big lead, but he dives back safely. So count will still be 1-1 to Bates as Joseph Williams comes set. Looks at Dana Williams, kick steals. This one's outside, downstairs for ball 2. 2-1 count to the righty Bates. Bates already 2 for 3 on the night. He's working with a 2-1 count, no one out. Williams comes set. Looks at the runner off second. Kick steals, breaking ball, misses upstairs. Count is 3-1.
I don't know how much of a leash Williams has. And to the 3-1 count, if he walks Bates to put runners on first and second, no outs, could be the end of his day.
This one swung on and missed, and just like that, count is full at 3-2.
Bates knew he was beat on that swing. He didn't even finish it all the way, just knew that he got bested.
The payoff pitch on the way. This one's downstairs for ball 4.
Was at the
It
very
looks like-
least a signal to the bullpen.
Just about to say we had a Doubleday's pitcher in the bullpen warming up as the assistant coach for the Doubledays waves his helmet towards the bullpen, probably telling the bullpen to get loose.
And I imagine they've been warming up for a while now, but that's got to be the bright red flashing lights in the bullpen going, okay, one of you guys is going out here soon, unless we see Williams pull off a remarkable turnaround.
First pitch to Tarley is fouled off against the net. Count is 0-1, and 4 batters up to the plate. 4 batters safe. As Painter walked and scored. Buffalo doubled and scored. Williams hit for double. He's on second. And on first with a walk is Bates, as that one misses the zone. Count is tied 1-1. Williams is really struggling so far here in the top of the 7th. Already giving up 2 runs. Williams getting his signs right now from Griggs. Comes set from the stretch. Gives Dana Williams a look off second. Kick steals the pitch. This one swung on and missed. Counts 1-2.
And until this last stretch, it looked like Williams was going to come away with a win tonight, boost his record to 3-1. But if he lets Tarley get on base here, it might not be the case for Williams.
The 1-2. This one upstairs outside. Ball 2. Count is tied 2-2. And you wonder here if this is Williams' last batter. But like you said, Ryan, if he somehow gets out of this, if they'll keep him in. But with the count being 2-2, he definitely could use a strikeout here. Gives the runner a look off second. Kick steals the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off. Staying alive is Tarley. Count is still 2-2. Tarley's set in the box. Williams getting his signs, come set. The 2-2. Breaking ball.
What the hell just happened?
And something
Always saying the elbow in.
something happened here. It looks like the home plate umpire called the batter out for leaning into a pitch, and he's going to go talk it out with the field umpire, as the head coach for the Oilers did not agree with the call whatsoever. And it looks like they are both going to agree on the call. The home plate umpire and field umpire talked about it, and the batter Tarley will be out.
Yeah, batter interference taking out Cooper Tarley.
I got some.
Wow, I mean, you don't see that often at all, as Tarley definitely leaned into the pitch, and I don't know how the home plate umpire saw that at all with Tarley obstructing his view, but he saw it, knew it, talked it over with the field umpire, and called that one out, and they stand by their call, and that will be the first out here in the top of the 7th. And there's the call of the bullpen as Joseph Williams' night is done. We're going to figure out who the new pitcher is. We're going to step away for a brief break as he warms up as well. We'll be right back on the Double Days YouTube channel. We're back, and we found out who the new pitcher is. That's number 37, Cooper Polkovich. And Ryan has some information pulled up about him. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and tell us more about Polkovich?
Yeah, if you've heard that name before, if it sounds familiar, that's because it is familiar. Not only is he an Auburn native, but he had some action at times for the Auburn Double Days last season. Wasn't on the team the entire year, but Polkovich certainly made his presence felt here at Falcon Park. Played at SUNY Niagara this past season, had 14 appearances with an ERA just under 3. And the stat that matters most for this game, he had 3 saves for SUNY Niagara.
He comes into this one, faces off against the lefty Denny Martin, who is 0 for 3 on the night. First pitch he throws is in there for a strike, and he works with 1 out. And on first base is Thomas Bates. On second is Dana Williams. The 0-1. That one misses outside for ball 1. Outside 1-1 with 1 out. Denny Martin in his last at bat in the 5th. Hit it right back to the pitcher, Joseph Williams, who took it himself down first base, stepped on the bag to retire him. Pitch. Breaking ball. Just misses the zone. That one was close. Count is 2-1. This has been a long top of the 7th inning, as 2 runs were given up by Joseph Williams. Polkovich is going to want to come in here and eliminate the Oilers from scoring any more runs, as the lead is now narrowed down to 6-4. This one's going to be smacked towards right field. Running under it is Michael Ambrosio, who makes the catch, and tagging up is Dana Williams, and he's going to make it to third base safely on the tag up.
So there's a fly out for Martin and a good first out for Polkovich, but he still has 1 more to get out of the inning.
Here's Antonio Cordero, as Denny Martin is now 0 for 4 in the night. Cordero has hit the ball very hard tonight, but he has been unlucky, as the outfielders for the Double Days have his number tonight. He's 0 for 3, and he flew out to left field to the glove of Brendan Smith. He smacked the ball hard. He hit it to the warning track, just came up a tad bit short, and he follows the first pitch he sees from Polkovich off towards the dugout of the Oilers.
The one thing I'll say, though, is that Cordero, every single time he's been up today, he's been leading off an inning. This is the first time he's had the chance to get up with runners on, and unfortunately for him, he has 2 outs on the board, so he can't just sacrifice fly in a runner. But if he can just get one to land fair, he can do some damage.
This one's going to go right to the glove of Flynn Shoup, who had to move 1 step over to his right. Very unlucky for Cordero, as he is now 0 for 4 on the night. So the Oilers collect some much needed runs. They score 2 in the top of the 7th. It's still 6-4 Double Days, however, and we're going to make our way to the bottom of the 7th with the 7th inning stretch coming up. We'll be right back on the Double Days YouTube channel. Bottom 7, 6-4 Doubledays. Chris Laida still out there on the mound. He's going to face off against Brendan Smith, who's 1 for 2 on the night. Just joining us, I'm Evan Crocio, joined by Ryan Story tonight. Lights are on, sun starting to set. The top of the 7th, the Oilers scored 2 runs. It was 6-2, it's now 6-4. And the Oilers have 9 hits on the game compared to the Doubledays' 5 hits. Smith has 1 of the 5 hits tonight. First pitch to him is a ball, and we are underway here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, the thing that strikes me as interesting about this game is that the Doubledays are normally a team that hit more consistently than Olean and make less mistakes. On the season, the Doubledays have a 320 batting average as a team compared to just 247 for Olean. However, Olean in this game has reported nearly double the amount of hits, has reported 2 less errors, but still trail 6-4. It's hard for my brain to kind of comprehend that.
Yeah, it also doesn't make any sense to me, but it was just a strong first inning for the Doubledays that the Oilers couldn't recover from. This one's going to be hit into right field. It will drop for a base hit. Running over to collect it, however, is Grant Fournier, the center fielder, and Smith is on the board again with the single.
2 straight base hits for Brendan Smith. We'll see if Zach Sperger or Michael Ambrosio can get their first hit in the day and potentially get Smith closer to scoring position.
Sperger 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. He's dealing with no one out, and Smith off first. Laida gives him a look. Kick steals. The 0-0. This one, breaking ball, misses outside. Count as 1-0.
Both times Sperger's been up today. He's popped out. Really has to try to get solid contact on the ball and maybe get a little bit luckier.
This one misses for a ball as well. And Laida now down the count and back-to-back at-bats. The 2-0. This one in there for a strike. No swing from Sperger. The fastball down the middle didn't catch his attention whatsoever. Gonna step back into the box. Pitch. This one's gonna be hit short. Running in is Dana Williams. Gloves it. Throw to first on a bullet in time for the first out. Brendan Smith able to advance to second base, but Sperger put out, trying to go to first base. That will be the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now all eyes are on Michael Ambrosio with the runner in scoring position. Can he get that vaunted first hit?
Ambrosio dealing with Smith off second base. Laida gives him a look. No one really keeping Smith close. 2 looks. Kick steals. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Count is 0-1. Laida deals. This one almost clips Ambrosio. Good stop there by Cordero to prevent it from hitting him. Count's tied 1-1.
So far today, Laida's been pitching very well. And right now in a little bit of trouble and has to put down Ambrosio here if he wants to keep his stellar start going. Or excuse me, stellar relief outing going.
This one misses downstairs for ball 2. That one was a little closer than the one that almost clipped Ambrosio. Laida gives Smith a look, keeping him a tad bit close as Bates. Kick steals. This one cut on and missed. Ambrosio not even making contact with that pitch there from Laida. Just like that, Laida ahead in the count, 2-2. This one swung on and missed. Michael Ambrosio down on strikes.
Yeah, second time today he's struck out. Hasn't been his day against either of these high velocity pitchers for the Oilers.
So Madrid steps up to the plate. This is his fourth at bat. His second time facing Lleida. He was the first one to go up against Lleida.
But yeah, he struck out in that at bat, and that was the start of Lleida's really strong outing. So now he has a chance to reverse the tone that Lleida has set, because so far Lleida's been shut out against the Doubleday.
This one's going to be hit in the right field, running over his Buffalo, and it will drop for a foul ball.
Wow, Evan, I don't know. That was right on the line, I thought.
Wow, I mean, I wish we had replay up here in the booth, because that one was very close. Madrid knows it. Smith would have scored with ease.
Evan, you know, the World Cup's coming to America. They're bringing all the stuff over here. Can they get some VAR equipment and see if that ball was in? Because I think that might have been.
That's what I was going to suggest. I thought it was just to the left of the first base line, but home plate umpire disagrees. However, Madrid is set in the box. Lleida working with the 0-1 count. Got lucky there. The pitch, this one, in there for a strike. No swing from Madrid. And just like that, he is down in the count 0-2.
I mean, if that was ruled fair, guaranteed almost that Brendan Smith scores from second. And that could be the little boost the Doubledays need to successfully escape this game.
This one misses for a ball. Counts 1-2. Cordero, like I talked about earlier, has done a phenomenal job behind the plate tonight of not letting anything get past him. Madrid down 1-2. Lleida gives Smith a look. Keeping him close as Williams. The pitch. This one's going to be hit in the right field again. Running over again is Boflo. And he makes the diving grab on the run. Wow. Matt Bofalo with the diving extended grab to end the inning and rob Madrid of a base hit. The Double A's leave Brendan Smith stranded on second base. No runs come in. One hit on the inning, one strikeout. We are going to make our way to the top of the eighth. Score is still 6-4. We'll be right back on the Doubledays YouTube channel. Top 8, 6-4 Doubledays. Leading off for the Olean Oilers is Brady Smith. He's going to face off against Cooper Polkovich. Looks to get things going for the Oilers. Smith, lucky at the plate today with 2 walks, and then was hit by the pitch in the 6th. Swings and misses at that one. He's reached first base safely 3 times tonight. Would like to keep that streak going. He's going to hit this one into shallow left field, calling everyone off as Brendan Smith makes the catch for the first out. 2 pitches, 1 out.
Would you look at that, Brendan Smith getting out Brady Smith.
That's even closer of a name similarity than Dana Williams and Joseph Williams, as we talked about earlier.
Yep.
Man, these guys always share the same initials too. Don't have them on the same team. How are they going to differentiate them on the jerseys?
Brennan Smith also is like 6'8", so that kind of helps a little
Yeah,
bit.
you know that well. But it's like having Bijan Robinson and Brian Robinson in the same backfield.
That is true. Those are very similar names there.
Just look at the schedule. I'm pretty sure the game on Saturday.
Grant Fournier
I do that.
steps into the box.
The game today, Saturday, and Sunday.
No,
Calling time is Griggs.
that's next weekend.
And I don't care regardless. I just for some reason thought it was.
Because you're not going to be here.
I'm not gonna be here when.
Looks like he was just calling timeout to talk about the signs or either give himself a break.
It just helps me out for the games earlier. Because I'm going down a line.
The pitch. Laying down a bunt is Fournier. Hits it right to the glove of Polkovich. And the throw to first in time. But wow. Justin Batts drops it. Not a great bunt by Fournier. Lucky for him that Batts dropped it. That will be an error on Justin Batts.
Yeah, tough play for Polkovich to have to make there as the lefty's scooping it and having to completely flip his hips to make the throw. But yeah, that's on Batts. The ball got there in time. You have to be able to make that snag and put out the runner in Fournier.
There's a throw over to first to try to get Fournier. Logan Coslin steps up to this one, 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and hit an error and got left stranded in the fourth. It's working with 1 out and a runner off of first. The pitch on the way. This one in there for a strike. No budge there from Coslin. Count 0-1. Batts is going to make sure that Fournier does not steal as he's keeping him on first base in a primary lead. The pitch. In there for a strike. Beautiful pitch there from Polkovich as it found the inside corner of the plate. Count is 0-2.
Yeah, Polkovich having that nice advantage of being a southpaw and being able to keep a watchful eye on first.
Yo, 2. This one almost clips him. Look out there. Coslin able to avoid it. Count is 1-2.
That might have been a costly dodge by Coslin because if he got hit there, there's runners on first and second, just 1 out.
The 1-2. Misses downstairs. Ricochets off the glove of Griggs, who's able to collect it. And keep the runner on first base. Count is tied 2-2. The pitch from Polkovich. Swung on and missed. Down swinging goes Coslin. And Polkovich lost his balance on that pitch. He's able to strike out Coslin for the second out.
And that's his first punch out this season as a member of your Auburn Double A's. Had a few last year, but running it back for a second straight summer.
This is last name of Painter.
Jack Painter steps up to this one. 1 for 2 on the night in his last at bat. In the 7th, he walked and scored. Watches that one go by for a ball well downstairs. They'll try to keep the Oilers alive with 2 outs. Off first still is Fournier, keeping him close as Batts. The 1-0. Just misses for a ball. Doubleday's fans in attendance thought that that one was an easy strike call for the home plate umpire. Instead, it is not. 2-0. Polkovich behind. Painter ahead. The pitch. Breaking ball. This one's going to be hit on the first base line, but foul. Counts 2-1.
Painter's been a patient batter today. In his last at bat, we saw it. He walked and that started the rally that Olean had in the last inning, the 7th inning.
The 2-1. This one's fouled off.
Good job by Polkovich getting back into this at-bat.
Just like that. There are 2 outs, 2 strikes. 2-strike, 2-out siren goes off here at Falcon Park. This is an inning where the Oilers need some runs. Polkovich comes set, kick steals. This one upstairs for ball 3. And just like that, the count is full. Polkovich did a great job of working himself back in the at-bat. He's now working with a full count approach coming up. Off first still is Fournier. That's on the rubber. Calling time will be the batter Painter.
I mean, the key here has to be throwing a strike. Painter only batting 192 on the campaign. He actually is 1 for 2 on the day with the runs scored. But you have to make sure that you don't walk a runner at first and second.
The payoff pitch. This one's going to be hit in the right field. Michael Ambrosio runs in and makes the catch on the run. Painter is retired, and the Oilers leave a runner stranded. 6-4 Doubledays, a beautiful outing from Polkovich so far. We're going to make our way to the bottom of the 8th for the Auburn Doubledays at-bats. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Welcome into the bottom of the 8th, where the Auburn Doubledays lead this one 6-4. Flint Shoop due up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 on the night, and we have a new pitcher. That's number 16, Luis Areola. He's going into his junior year in the fall of 2026 to John Carroll University. He stands on the mound at 6 foot even. He's a right-handed pitcher. And what else do we know about him, Ryan?
Well, he's had 1 appearance in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League prior to tonight's contest, and let me tell you, it did not go great for him. He pitched just 3 innings in that outing and gave up 5 runs, all earned. And in that game, he allowed a batting average of .357, putting his ERA on the campaign at 15. So the Doubledays certainly have a chance here to capitalize against Areola.
Shoops at the box. The first pitch he sees from Areola is fouled off. And we are underway here in the bottom of the 8th. Time was 9 o'clock p.m. on the dot. And the Doubledays, so far through 2.5 hours of gameplay, have 6 hits compared to the Oilers' 9 hits. The pitch.
4 errors. That's the real difference. That's the only reason why this game is close. The big looming errors marker.
have 4 errors on the nights for the Auburn Doubledays, compared to 1 error for the Olean Oilers. Now it's tied at 1-1. Pitch. This one's in there for a strike. Count is 1-2.
I had no idea what we needed.
Soup is just standing straight up.
Yeah, but
He's 0 for 3 on the day. Could really use great at bat to turn his day around. It's been against both pitchers too, not just one guy.
The pitch. Swung on and missed. Shoop goes down on strikes. He's 0 for 4 on the night.
Not his day.
His second strikeout on the night comes in the 8th inning, where the Doubledays are trying to score some more insurance runs here, only up by 2 runs. Luke Wire steps up to this one. He's 0 for 2 on the night, walked and scored in the first, then from there flew out and then struck out swinging. First pitch to him is upstairs outside for ball 1.
Yeah, but before we move on too quickly, can we talk about how good of a job Chris Laida did in relief? Came in, 3 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed, only 2 runners allowed. Just a stellar relief performance for Chris Laida, and has really kept Olean in this one because Doubledays just haven't been able to score against him.
I'm surprised they took him out, but at the same time, this might be their closer,
Yeah.
quote unquote, in their lineup.
And plus, it was Laida's first ever appearance in the PGCBL. Might as well cash out while you're up and, take your innings.
2-1, Doubledays fans clapping. Little kids running around. That one misses for a ball. Justin Batts on deck in case Luke Wire reaches first base safely. 3-1. This one's fouled off. And it hits the post off the roof and goes flying into the field. Count is now full, 3-2.
Wire in that first inning had a full count when he was able to walk and ended up walking all the way around the bases to score. Similar situation here.
So the count is now full to the lefty Guire. Arriola comes set. The payoff pitch on the way. This one in there for a strike. Home plate umpire rings him up. Doubledays fans can't believe it. Guire couldn't believe that one either. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Arriola. The bullpen for the Oilers has been sharp tonight. Justin Batts, he steps into this one also 0 for 2 on the night. Had a walk in the first and scored. He was a part of the Doubledays little run there in the first that got them 4 runs. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that clocks in at 74 miles per hour. No budge from Batts. Counts 0-1. The pitch. This one just misses outside. Count is tied 1-1.
Justin Batts hasn't got on base since the first inning. 2 outs on the board. I'm sure he'd like to change that.
The pitch. This one chopped right back to Arriola, who collects it. Throw to first is in time. And the Doubledays go 3 up, 3 down with no hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs. Here in the bottom of the 8th, it's a 6-4 ball game, and in an inning where the Doubledays needed some insurance runs, they get none. Volkovich heads out to the mound. He's going to try to close this one here in the top of the 9th. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Top of the ninth, a close game nail biter here at Falcon Park. And leading off for the Olean Oilers is Matt Buffalo, who's had himself a night at the plate. Reached first base safely 3 times. Hit for a double and scored in the 7th. He's going to face off against Cooper Polkovich. First pitch to him is a strike. And we are underway here at the top of the 9th. Doubledays won last night against the Newark Pilots 5-3 in a rather low-scoring game for them as the next pitch is fouled off. They're on a 2-game winning streak and would like to extend that winning streak to improve to 12-5.
Yeah, because after this, it's not that easy. You go on the road to take on both Elmira and Olean over the next 2 days. Then you have a doubleheader right after that against Jamestown. Road games and then doubleheaders. Not the easiest things to deal with in the world. So hopefully for the double days, you can escape this one with a win, even after not playing your best baseball. I mean, they had almost as many errors today as the New York Mets had just a few days ago.
Good thing we're both Yankees fans, so we don't have to deal with that agony watching them play.
I mean, can you believe their entire infield had an error? I mean, what are we doing?
Well, you know, it should have been a sign to Soto to stay with the Yankees, but, you know, if I'm offered that money, I might as well take it. But I don't know. That's just me. However, I also would like to go back to the playoffs, and it doesn't look like the Mets will do that this year either.
And no amount of money can make me turn down this Auburn Doubledays nonsense game.
This one's fouled off, and I respect your loyalty, Ryan. Home plate umpire is going to ask the ball girl rather, for the Auburn Doubledays for some new baseballs.
Was it the chocolate raspberry thing?
This one's going to be fouled off towards the bullpen for the Oilers. And staying alive is Buffalo with a 1-2 count still.
Why is he going to the mound?
And Thomas Eaton is headed to the mound. Not sure what's going on. Something must have happened.
It might be that Polkovich has a pitch count. I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of. Right now, he's at about 25-ish pitches. Just an interesting move. The opposite take him out.
Bit of confusion going on as some Doubledays players head to the bullpen as well. Really no idea what's happening. But the home plate umpire is going to go out there to kind of warn them that their timeout is just about up.
Really, really weird stoppage right here. But
I guess we'll I guess we'll try and figure out what happened, but if we don't find out, then maybe we'll try and tell you next game. But for now, Polkovich is still out there on the mound, and Eaton has made his way back to the dugout. Still going to face off against Buffalo. Comes set, kick steals, the 1-2, breaking ball, misses upstairs. Count is tied at 2-2.
This is a big 2-2 pitch coming up.
The pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Down swinging goes Buffalo. The first out here at the top of the 9th is a strikeout by Polkovich, and Eaton makes his way back to the mound, and it looks like this might be it for Polkovich's night. As the second meeting on the mound for him.
Yeah, but a great first outing of the season for Cooper Polkovich. The Auburn native came in his hometown, got to start off at home, and finished up the 7th, breezed through the 8th, and then started off the 9th on a hot note with the K. Now, let's one of his teammates finish off the job for him.
Had 2 strikeouts on the night. I don't believe he gave up any runs as well either, and I don't think he gave up any hits as well. He was sharp on the night, and so was Leida, and that will be it for Cooper Polkovich's night in the first outing on the season for him. And number 4 is out there on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays. That's William Ragland III, who's typically a position player for the Doubledays. In fact, he played second base last night for the Auburn Doubledays against Newark. He's going to go in there to try and close the game.
And this is his second appearance of the season on the mound for the Doubledays. On the year has a 9.0 ERA, but that's a bit high. He's only had one appearance, it was 1 inning, and he just gave up 1 earned run. We'll see if he can record his first save of the season. That's that 1 run that he gave up was, I believe, a blown save. That's why he has an 0-1 record on the campaign. Right now, just has 2 more outs to work with, though. Just has to get out of this top of the 9th inning, and your Doubledays fans can go home happy.
Yeah, and like I said, Ragland just played last night at second base, so we'll see if any fatigue is in there for him. But I imagine that after some great rest from last night's game to today, he should be okay to try to close out the game. And he's a righty. He plays college ball at Lincoln Memorial University. That's D2. He is from Hilliard, Ohio. He is going to face off against Dana Williams, who's having a confusing night. He's 1 for 3 at the plate with a strikeout. Then he hit one right back to the first baseman Bats in the 5th, and then he hit a double in the 7th. So Williams starting to heat up a tad bit, is working with 1 out and no runners on, down by 2. Looks like Ragland is done warming up on the mound. Williams is done taking practice swings. He is now set in the box, and we are underway here in the top of the 9th after the pitching change. Ragland kick steals the pitch. This one's cut out and missed. And the first pitch from Ragland is blown right by Williams for a strike.
A righty pitcher on the mound to switch up from Polkovich, who's a southpaw.
The pitch. Whew, that one just missed for a ball. Count is tied 1-1.
I thought we did.
Yeah. I was like, no, we have 2 Saturdays.
That one misses for a ball. Counts 2-1. The pitch. That one misses for a ball. And Ragland, the first pitch he threw was a strike, and then he threw 3 straight balls. He's going to try to calm down before this next pitch. If he walks Williams, the tying run will be at the plate. Ragland kick steals the pitch. This one called strike by the home plate umpire. Paints the outside corner of the plate. No swing from Williams, and just like that, Ragland works himself back in the count.
Wow, that was really close. Williams, I think, thought he was walking to first.
Counts full. The payoff pitch. This one's going to be jammed over the third base side. Luke Wire collects it. And the Olean Oilers are down to their last out here in the top of the 9th.
Again, big opportunity here for Auburn. You win and you start your road streak tomorrow. Still on a 3-game winning streak. You just have to record 1 more out, but it's against Thomas Bates, who's got on base each of his last 3 times up.
He's 2 for 3 on the night with 2 singles and a ground out to the pitcher Williams in the first. First pitch he sees is in there for a strike. Counts 0-1 with 2 outs. Still a 6-4 ball game. No one on for the Oilers. And the Doubledays fans have life here in the top of the 9th. Ragland kick steals the pitch. This one low for a ball. Gets past Griggs. Thankfully, no one's on. Doubleday's bat boy will collect that one. Count is tied 1-1. One ball, one strike. Ragland from the windup. Kick steals. This one's fouled off. And the Oilers are down to their final strike. The 2-strike, 2-out siren has gone off. The Oilers trying to snap their 4-game losing streak. And the Doubledays trying to extend their winning streak. The 1-2 breaking ball just misses upstairs. Count is tied 2-2. You can feel the intensity. The 2-2 on the way. This one just misses outside. And the Doubledays fans don't agree with that call at all. The count is full. Griggs tried to frame it. Kind of made it a tad bit obvious. And just like that, a huge situation. Full count, 2 outs. The pitch from Ragland misses for a ball. Ragland cannot believe it. He was well ahead in the count. 1-2. And then he gives up a walk to Bates. And just like that, the Oilers have the tying run at the plate, and that's all they need to keep the game alive.
Yeah, that might not seem like a big deal at first glance, but that just left the door open. Even if just by a crevice, you gave Olean a chance.
That one's in there for a strike to the righty Tarley. In his last at bat, he was called out by the home plate umpire on a batter's interference as he leaned into a pitch, trying to have it hit him. Home plate umpire called him out. This one swung on and missed. And just like that, for the second time, the Oilers are down to their final strike. There's the 2-strike, 2-out siren again. Off first base is Bates. Tarley set. The 2-2. Wow, that one just missed the corner of the plate. Count is 1-2, says the home plate umpire. Tarley has reached first base safely 2 times tonight. The 1-2 pitch just misses for a ball. Count is 2-2. And we're seeing this again where Ragland gets ahead in the count and then gets down.
You don't want to throw a meatball, but you also want to make sure that you're not giving Olean the chance to get the leading run in this half inning.
The 2-2. This one.
It was clipped.
Wow, it's fouled off. It looked like it was a swinging miss, but instead it just tips the bat, and Griggs was unable to catch it for the foul tip into the glove, but he appears to be a bit shaken up. Home plate umpire is going to give him some time to collect himself. So that will be fouled off, drops from the glove of Griggs. Count is still 2-2. Tarley stays alive. He's just told himself to calm down a little bit. Oilers still down to their final strike, final out. Ragland comes set from the stretch. Off first is Bates. The 2-2, breaking ball. This one's going to be hit in a right field, deep right field. Ambrogio makes the catch on the run, and the Doubledays run away with the home victory. Ragland gets the save, and he is being surrounded by his Doubledays teammates. A huge win for the Auburn Doubledays to extend their winning streak to 3 games, pick up the win at home. They are 12-5 at the season, and unfortunately for the Oilers, they drop another game, and their losing streak is extended to 5 games. What a game for the Auburn Doubledays, as it was a strong outing from every single pitcher for the Doubledays tonight. Joseph Williams had a strong outing. And then from there, The relief pitcher Cooper,
Yeah,
number
Cooper
37,
Polkovich, yeah.
Polkovich, had a strong outing in his first appearance with the Doubledays. And then from there, closing the game, Ragland was phenomenal. Left a runner stranded, and he was sharp for the Doubledays. And that was only his second pitching appearance, I believe you said?
Yeah, and his first recorded save after he blew one early in the season. Now he does have a recorded save for your Auburn Doubledays.
So obviously tonight, a big thing, for the Doubledays was their pitching, but their bats in the first inning were just so fun to watch. They scored 4 runs in the first inning off of Brady Burdine, and from there the Doubledays kind of went quiet and then picked it back up again in the fourth. But other than that, what else did you see tonight, Ryan, from the Auburn Doubledays, other than their pitching and their bats in the first?
Well, the fielding obviously wasn't good today, and that's not a terrible thing, but as you can look at this in a regular season game, and you have a bunch of games after this, you go, okay, I can learn something from this game. And that's what the Doubledays have to take away from this game. Fielding was a minus, but you can turn it into a positive through these next stretch of games.
A rainy game to start the game here at Falcon Park that then turns into a beautiful summer baseball night. In the high 60s, the sun was out. The Doubledays extend their winning streak. Olean drops another game to extend their losing streak. That will do it here at Falcon Park.
But
Ryan's got one more thing to say.
Evan, I will say, the Doubledays wear red, white, and blue for a reason. They wear an American flag on their jersey for a reason. You watching the soccer game later tonight?
Oh, I 100% will watch Team USA beat Turkey tonight. I'm excited to go home and watch that game. And looking out there in left field, a kid running around with 2 American flags. He's excited for some USA soccer. I'm sure he's excited for the 4th of July as well.
Amen.
Next week. But that will do it here at Falcon Park. So, for Ryan Story, I'm Evan Carocchio saying so long. And thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night, where the Auburn Doubledays run away victorious with the final score being 6-4. Have a great night.